My name is Sandra Sprague, and my maiden name is Macleod, and I'm affiliated with this university because my father was chairman of the University of Alberta Board of Governors from 1950 to 1966, and he was instrumental in getting this university established. He was chairman of the joint committees that did finally establish this as a university after being a normal school. My father, being chairman of the board, was good friends with the premier at that time, Ernest Manning. And he also knew Dr. Swift in the government, and I believe he was education minister at the time, some of the time of the premier's reign. But my father knew them both very, very well. And my father knew that there were problems in Calgary, wanting to do some things. And he felt, after years of looking into it, that Calgary really should have its own university. So he went to Ernie Manning and said, I think you really need to consider this. And Ernie Manning said, yes, all right, I understand everything you're saying and the reasons behind, and yes, we've heard all sorts of things from Calgary of wanting to do things. So he said, I suggest you go down to Calgary and speak with the city and get some land to put the first few buildings on to establish a campus. So he did. He came down to Calgary. And, you know, I'm a young child at that point, so I don't know a lot of the finer details about it, but he did negotiate the land with the city to get the first few buildings on campus. He came from Nova Scotia. He graduated from law in Dalhousie and moved west and established a law practice before he became chairman of the Workers' Compensation Board for 25 years. So he did that on top of all of the university for 16 years. And some of the letters say how fair he was in judgments and things like that in helping negotiations. And this is Manning and Herb Armstrong saying those things about him, that he was fair. So I think that's what I'd really like people in Calgary, because even Herb Armstrong's letter says people in Calgary don't know what he did. And so that would be really nice to have them know that an Edmontonian really liked Calgary. There wasn't always all that controversy. When you went to university in those days, and I'm not sure how much today with the changing world, but you knew you would have a job. You went to the university to better yourself and learn more in a specific field that you loved and liked, but 9 times out of 10, I think you were guaranteed a job and a position in the world, which made you better, and it made your community better as well. The world is going to change, and who knows exactly how. Will there be as much, many buildings, I should say, needed? Because will students go online? Will they Skype a professor? So instead of 300 in a class, you've now got 1,000 out there taking your class, and the only communication you have with that professor is through Skyping or the computer. Is that how it's going to be down the road? I don't know that anybody really knows how it's going to change and where it's going to go. But field trips maybe to the moon. You know, how the people now that have developed technology, how did they think as far ahead to where we are now? Where are those individuals? Are they the students now coming out of the universities that are now going to think that much further ahead in the next 50 years. And they probably are, which will be something else to really witness and see. And those reading back in the history of the archives are going to shake their head probably and say, you've got to be kidding, that really was just what they did.